Dear Caleb,
Yeah.
my heart aches that you have so many numbers to add up. So many losses from the Epic Game Store. Money flying like the winds of time, time that will never return. But here we are. Loss is a fact of life.
Caleb, it seems like you want to talk to us about Epic and the money.
And loss of money.
Lots of money.
Loss of lots of money.
Yes.
Lots and
Please
lots of
tell
money.
us more.
I was just trying to add up the numbers actually, but they're too big.
Because it's connected to free games, that what we are all about.
Here's the question for this video. We're going to talk about a lot of other things, but we want to know if the free games from the Epic Game Store will continue. How likely is it that they will continue? One factor in that, there's two factors. How much does it help the store?
Mm-hmm.
Do they think it's worthwhile?
Yeah.
And can they afford it? So,
Well, to answer the second question,
yeah.
they probably can, because they have Fortnite, which is the money cow for the Epic Game Store that does help actually probably a lot of projects, not just Epic Game Store, but they probably put it mostly in the Epic Game Store because it's needed right now, because it's so tiny still compared to Steam.
Well, actually, the money coming from Fortnite overwhelms the amount of money that they're losing from the Epic Game Store. So if we just look at the money they're losing on the Epic Game Store, which they decided to start because they were making so much money from Fortnite, they said, well, we can either make like 5 AAA games or do something big, like try to take market share away from Steam.
Caleb, maybe stop talking about losing and start talking about investing, because this might be an investment into Epic Game Store to be to make profit on its own, even without the free games in the future.
This is
this needs some investment.
This is the funny thing about startups, though. And Epic Games is not a startup. It is worth tens of billions of dollars, but the Epic Games Store is kind of like a startup. And the thing is, at the beginning of a startup, you pour money into it, you're not profitable, you're losing money
for many years.
Many years, hoping that then one day it will all pay off and it's an investment. But if that startup fails, then it's loss. Then it's money that you lost because you never made it back. So we don't know if this is investment or loss. But right now, we know a lot of new information about the Epic Games business model, not because the CEO Tim Sweeney has decided to be more transparent and open.
He didn't actually.
No, but because he decided to attack Apple and Google and take them to court about a whole different issue that we made other videos about, and it's ongoing. But because of that legal court battle, Epic Games and Apple had to reveal a lot of business documents so that the other side could try to understand the motivations of the defendant and the prosecutor.
I wonder, Caleb, what did they reveal? What's the numbers, and is it somehow useful to us hoping to get free games every single week for many years from now on and on and on?
Maybe, but the headlines that we're seeing everywhere about how much money they're losing, I don't think are the main point, but it's pretty impressive. Just in 2019, when they started giving away free games, they lost $181 million on the Epic Game Store.
I mean, they invested that much money.
If it comes back, if they close the store right now, that money is gone.
Wait, if they close the store right now, what happens to our games?
Well, that's a different video, Mika.
But it makes me wonder now.
You never wondered? The games could be gone. If the Epic, if the Epic launcher, you never thought about that?
No.
I've thought about it. I thought about it all the time. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
If the Epic launcher goes away,
I could lose like hundreds of games, literally.
Let's be honest, they were all free.
It doesn't feel like free. I worked for them really hard, claiming the free games every single week.
Until you had blisters on your index finger.
Reviewing the games, and
But yeah, this is a big deal, because if the store goes bankrupt and they decide it's not worth it and it's not profitable enough, then yeah, the Epic launcher goes away. And
my games goes away too.
The games could
Your
go away.
games could go away.
That's worst case scenario.
GTA 5 could go away from me.
And here's the problem. They're losing a lot of money. In 2020, they lost $273 million. And already in 2021, they have lost $139 million. For a grand total...
Invest it.
We hope. For a grand total of nearly $600 million that they have lost. They are $600 million. They have that much less money because of the Epic Game Store over 3 years.
Caleb, you're good with numbers. Yeah, we listen to your... we do the calculations, blah, blah, blah. What's clear, I think... let's say it clearly more.
Okay.
Epic makes a lot of money and they invest or pay on Epic Game Store just a little bit of that because Fortnite is like this pile of money and Epic Games is like this little.
That's exactly right. Because, I mean, about how much money they're losing, this has been the headline all over the place. But you know what? It doesn't matter because, like, the last time that we really have clear numbers, in April 2020, Fortnite alone, do you want to guess how much money Fortnite was making a month? Every month.
Every month. Like this year?
Remember I've said that
last year.
Over the last 2.5 years, the Epic Game Store has lost nearly $600 million.
Okay.
But in 2020, how much money did Fortnite make each month?
Okay.
Big numbers.
It must be the numbers that I've never probably even ever seen in my life.
$400 million every month from Fortnite.
Okay.
Just Fortnite. That's not royalties from Unreal Engine games. That's so yes, you're absolutely right. They can afford to lose $600 million. They can afford to lose $1 billion, but hoping that one day the Epic Game Store will compete with Steam and get a huge share of the game store market.
But my understanding that this is nothing new. Like, let's say, for example, you got a chain of stores, and some stores are profitable, some are not. And in general, it's like you still make money, and that's what matters. It's not like you close the one store because it doesn't make money. The important thing is the big goal, and the big goal is to grow plus make the money. So the growth is important too.
And that's why I think that these numbers about how much the Epic Store is losing are not that important. What is important for our question, will the free games continue?
Yes.
Is two things.
Well, for the fact we know that this year is safe. That's good because we're just April, so at least 8 months of free games guaranteed.
Unless there's some disaster, like Fortnite stops making money because it's no longer on Apple or Google devices.
Caleb, I'm going to install the Fortnite now because I need to support it. I don't want to play it, but I will if keeps the free games coming.
You know it's free to play, so it only works if you like spend money in Fortnite.
Okay.
Buy V-Bucks. Buy all the V-Bucks.
Okay.
Yeah. No, because Tim Sweeney has said in the past that the game store is already financially stable and sustainable, that it's bringing in enough money to cover the costs of running the store if you don't count what Mikhail would call investments in exclusives, in free games, and in guaranteed minimum. So all these things trying to grow the player base of the game store. If you stop all of that, the store makes enough money to continue.
Can I have a question?
Please.
I just wonder, do Epic Games pay more to giving free games or exclusivities?
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know that. We have really no information about how much Epic Games pays for its weekly free games. We have some information.
Probably different from the title.
Hugely. It could be,
I mean, probably Enodin 2 pays a little bit different money than GTA 5.
A little bit different. We have more information about how much they pay for exclusives and guaranteed minimums. That means telling a developer, if you come to our store exclusively, we guarantee that you will make $5 million, and if you don't make that much in sales, we will add to it until you have at least 5 million.
So I mean, it's good for the developers because they get the minimum, and if it sells really well on the Epic Games Store, they got even more.
And it means
so
Epic,
they're safe.
If it spends beyond the minimum, it means Epic Games pays nothing to have an exclusive title on their store.
Yeah,
it's a good deal. But it's Tim Sweeney's comment of saying that the store is already financially stable that makes me wonder, do they need to continue free games? Because it means it's the free games and exclusive that are causing them to lose money. So now that they have built up to be big enough that the profits from the store cover the cost of running the store, they don't need to grow the player base that much more. But what market share do they want? That's the big question. How much do they want to lose money to grow before they start trying to make a profit?
It seems like they prefer growing over having like little profit maybe on the Epic Games Store, because if they would stop the free games right now, the growth of the audience would stop, basically.
And from what I've read about Tim Sweeney, he's an idealist. His goal is to try to make Steam lower its take from game revenue. Right now, Epic Games takes 12%, Steam takes 30%. Tim Sweeney finds this 30% ridiculous, and he's trying to force Apple, Google, and Steam to take less than 30%. He wants to be powerful enough to say, like, either lower your fee, or we will take all the developers and you won't have any more games. He's nowhere near that powerful.
And others say, oh, you're never gonna take us. Try it. And he tried.
He keeps trying.
And so far, does it seem like he's winning or losing? Or it's still probably too soon?
He's still fighting.
Yeah, he's
2 years
fighting,
later, and he's still fighting and growing and growing. There's a final clue in these court documents that I think is the most important thing. Because Apple wants to prove that this whole like free Fortnite thing and the attack on the Apple Store was an act of desperation to make Fortnite popular again. The way that Apple tries to do that is to show internal documents that say the Epic Games Store will not be profitable until 2027.
Okay.
Which is...
meaning including if they keep giving the free games, I guess.
It's not clear. It's not clear. They're trying to say, look, this Epic Store thing was too ambitious, and they're realizing they need Fortnite to be more popular. But Epic Games replied to that and said, no, like, we will be profitable in 2023.
Okay. So
in 2 years.
So that could actually mean just, this is my wild imagination maybe, but till at least 2023, possible to 2027, we could continue getting free games?
This is my understanding also. Spoiler alert. And here's why. Because when Apple says 2027, they mean that's how long it will take for the store to be profitable and to earn back the losses from previous years.
Right.
Epic Games Store says, no, in 2023, the store will be producing a profit.
Yeah. But it still needs to pay for the past years.
But because of that definition, it tells us something else. It means that Epic Games, in its business model, is telling investors, in 2023, the Epic Games Store will be producing a profit. When we already know that the Epic Games Store could be slightly profitable now if they stopped paying for exclusives, free games, and guaranteed minimums. Which means maybe in 2023, they're going to stop all of these investments and just take in the revenue.
That's okay. Unless you stop doing the free game, that's okay. Like, I don't care much about the exclusivities because it actually does kind of a bad blood.
Yeah,
because some people are really attached on the Steam or other platforms. So that makes probably some people hate Epic Games Store. But if they would keep just the free games, there would be no reason to hate them.
It's true. I mean, my understanding at this point is that, just a theory, I think that is a clue that the investments in free games and exclusive will continue to the end of 2022. And then they might stop some of it or all of it, or give a lot less games, or they're going to really decrease the investment in growth so that they could be profitable in 2023, because apparently that's what they are telling their investors.
Okay.
And their investors like what they're hearing, because there are other recent articles. They did another round of another round of funding from like big gaming companies.
Like Sony.
That invested another $200 million in Epic Games just like this week.
Yeah.
And because of that new round of funding, Epic Games is now worth $28 billion.
That's hard to imagine.
It's much, much more. Last year we were like, wow, it's worth $15 billion. They're doing fine, and they can keep investing in growth. But they've told their investors in 2023 you will start getting a profit from the Epic Games Store. My logical conclusion is that means they're going to stop this huge investment in growth and actually start making a profit. So
my only question would be, if they have so much money and they're willing to pay for free games for us, for the exclusivities, why don't you take this little bit amount of money to hire more tech guys to actually make the Epic Games Store actually a good store by adding a card, more currencies, more languages,
achievements,
less
reviews,
bugs, more fun, because I think that's where they really miss the opportunity, because I don't think that's so hard to hire more programmers to work on that, comparing to, I don't know, Total War Saga Troy for free on the release.
I don't know what kind of programmers they're hiring at Epic Games, but it doesn't cost $10 million to hire a programmer. It does cost $10 million to have Control be an exclusive on your store.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. I could have lots of questions.
I guess like they're thinking a big, maybe too big, so they're forgetting the small things that actually matters.
I think that's Tim Sweeney exactly. Yeah. He's a big picture thinker.
But it's logical if he's the CEO, but he needs other people to make the decisions for him, to actually make the store great, not by what they're selling, but how they are selling it. Because people will spend a lot of time in the store, not just buying it, but chatting with people and other things. We need more functions if you want to beat Steam.
It's exactly true.
Yeah.
But our original question for this video is, can they afford to continue the free games?
It seems they can.
They can.
At least for a few more years.
And I think it's quite likely that they will. I would bet on free games continuing in 2022. And I would actually bet on them maybe either stopping or becoming less frequent in 2023. That's...
Yeah. So this is a good news, because...
it's good for now.
Well, it's still our talking.
Yeah,
just based on what we know so far.
Blah, 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 blah,
but
blah,
it
blah,
makes
blah.
sense that it will be at least for 1 year after. So until 2022, I think we're fine.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Great.
Our channel is fine.
We'll keep making
changes, no big changes.
We'll keep making reviews and reviewing every free game that comes for another year and a half.
Maybe they have even too much money back, because this week it was 3 games, next week it's 2 games. After that, maybe Wolf
we
games.
think the Vault games are coming.
Yeah, so
big AAA free games.
So actually, you said it. They invest into Epic Games Store. So this investment, this is the money lying there, and they need to buy the games for that. So we can expect big games.
Things. I think
either big games or a lot of number of smaller games, probably both.
Or probably both. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments what you think, and let's have fun. Tell us like what free game you would like to see from the Epic Games Store.
But
within reason.
But keep it as this game wasn't
games
there before.
That were not there and are not more than 1 year old.
Please exclude GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Mumbai Gullies.
If you please.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for watching. We hope that was interesting for you. If it was, let us know in the comments and help us out by liking this video.
And please share this video and share some love, because it seems like we're getting hundreds of games on Epic Games Store. So not only stay tuned, but also tell your friends, because they already missed like 200 games, but they might miss 200 more.
It's
so
true.
let them know there's enough of these free games for everyone.
And we're gonna cover all of them.
Yeah.
Stay with us and stay safe, have fun,
And see you next time.
bye.